Man, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am struggling this morning. I got my COVID booster shot late yesterday, and I am feeling it this morning. Y'all know this one-horned goat in Daniel's vision today that runs so fast his feet don't even touch the ground? Yeah, I feel like he hit me. I feel like I've been run over by that goat right there. But nonetheless, I am happy to be with you guys today and thankful for the vaccine, actually. And blessed to be living in this good country where we have access to such amazing health care. Oh my goodness, we are blessed people. Daniel chapter 8, verses 1 to 27 is where we are today. I know some of you love this. And I'm just going to frustrate you because I'm not going to, use Daniel to tell you when Jesus is coming back and all of that. Because honestly, I'm not sure you can unlock the book of Daniel in such a way where you can know something that Jesus says you're not going to know. You with me? However, the prophecies in Daniel chapter 8 are amazing. And so rather than try to make it say what it probably never would have said to Daniel and Gabriel for that matter, let's let it say what it says. And that in itself is absolutely astonishing. Now understand, Daniel is... he dates this in the third year of King Belshazzar's reign. So we're talking about somewhere in the 6th century, BC, in the 500s BC. And what Daniel sees in this vision are events that are going to be happening, unfolding over centuries, all the way up into the 2nd century and the 1st century BC. It's really amazing. Because what this tells us is if God is able to reveal that to Daniel way back in Daniel's lifetime, that means God sees. God sees all of human history from beginning to end. If you ever heard me talk about this, then you've heard me talk about this. But we see everything go by. We live captive to time. And so it's like we're standing on the street watching the parade go by, right? And I'm in one spot and I just watch the floats go by. Here comes a marching band. Here comes the mayor in a car. And here comes Santa Claus, whatever. All I can do is watch them as they pass and everything comes to pass. But God sees everything from above. You understand? So for him, he's not watching kingdoms come and go in succession. He's literally seeing the entire parade, all of human history, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. He sees it all. So there is absolutely no way to surprise him. There's absolutely no way that a kingdom could rise or a kingdom could fall or that evil could launch this attack on God's people and God not know. You see, God already sees. He's already there. And since God sees, we know that he knows. And since he knows, God already has a plan for providing for us. You don't ever need to worry. God is in control. Always in control. If you don't get anything else out of Daniel chapter 8, just understand that. God knows the future. God sees the future. He is able to reveal some of those secrets to us. But for the most part, we just simply are asked to trust him. Trust him with our lives. Trust him with world events. Trust him with politics. Just trust him. He sees it. He knows all about it, and he knows how everything's going to turn out, and he's going to bring everything to the end that he himself chooses. He's God, you all. The Most High God reigns above all the kingdoms of the world. Isn't that what Daniel's been saying over and over and over? So in Daniel chapter 8, Daniel has another vision. It's really interesting. The vision in Daniel chapter 8 is so specific that scholars, there's really not even a lot of difficulty in interpreting it. It's just so plain. Most of it is just so plain. So it starts out with this ram with 2 long horns, that is standing beside the river, and set free for conquest for a certain period of time, right? Well, Gabriel says, that's the Mede-Persian Empire, the Medes and the Persian. So that's the 2 horns, right? And then eventually the Persian part of that empire overtakes the Medes. So it's just the Persian Empire. But then before long, it's the Greek Empire. Daniel sees all this like it's just, unfolding, in a matter of minutes. But like I say, in apocalyptic literature, in biblical prophecy, there's a telescoping of time. So it seems like the events come right after another, but these are literally, sometimes eons, playing out. Because I remind you, God sees all of it from above. He's not experiencing the passing of time the way you and I are. So the male goat who comes tearing across concrete, moving so fast his feet don't even hit the ground, right? Well, that's the Greek Empire. I mean, Gabriel explains it. It's the Greek Empire. Now, the great king of the Greek Empire was, of course, Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great had 2 sons. His 2 sons were killed. And so the kingdom was divided amongst his 4 generals. And so notice what it says there. You know, in the place of the large horn grew 4 horns. So the kingdom is divided between the 4 generals, right? And then in verse 9, there's like a, I'm not sure, 200-year, time jump, to this small horn whose power grows very, very great. Yeah, you all, there's just almost no way to read that and not understand that he's talking about a Seleucid king in the 2nd century BC. His name is Antiochus Epiphanes. I mentioned the name yesterday, but I didn't talk a lot about him. Antiochus Epiphanes. Now again, Daniel is now telling you something that's going to happen hundreds of years from now. I mean, hundreds of years from his day. It's past for us, but it's future for Daniel. That's why we can look back and we can see exactly how this prophecy played out. And it's amazing, the detail. So this small horn that grows great, Antiochus Epiphanes, it says that he makes war, against God. And how does he do that? By shutting down the worship in the Jerusalem temple. It says that his conquest goes as far as Palestine. And Antiochus Epiphanes was a wicked king who absolutely brutalized God's people, the Jews. I think it was 167 BC. Antiochus Epiphanes did shut down the worship in the temple, but what's more, we know from history that he actually set up some sort of holy object in the temple that represented Zeus. And Antiochus Epiphanes literally sacrificed a pig in the Jerusalem temple as a way of desecrating. He knew that would be horribly offensive to the Jews. He knew that would be absolutely an abomination. And so Daniel speaks of these things hundreds of years, centuries before they happen, with such detail that, like I say, everybody agrees, gosh, it's hard to imagine he's talking about anybody else or anything else. But now, what about these 2,300 evenings and mornings? What's that? Apocalyptic literature gives you these numbers. They seem very precise, these numbers that you should be able to put on the calendar. But I don't really think we're expected or intended to do that. That vision ends with the holy ones calling back and forth. How long? How long? How long? How long with this abomination that brings desecration? The complete blasphemy and degradation of the temple. How long will this last? How long? How long? And then the word is 2,300 evenings and mornings. I guess you could make that number work. I don't know exactly when the day starts and when the day ends, like when you consider that over. It's probably pretty close, but I think the important thing is just to know that it's limited. The days are numbered. It looks like evil wins, but evil never wins. It's not going to win in the end, no matter how it looks, no matter how it seems. God wins. And God is in control. And it sometimes seems like, evil is going to tear across the globe like a wild goat, But make no mistake, the days are numbered for evil. The days are numbered for the wicked. And you can put all of your trust in the God who is himself the author and sovereign of human history. Isn't that good? Isn't that good? Listen, shout out to Gabriel in the Old Testament. Don't you love that? Like he's going to show back up in the New Testament. But I just kind of like, man, this, ageless messenger of God. What an amazing creature Gabriel is. Tomorrow we'll pick up right there. Daniel chapter 9, verses 1 to 27. Daniel chapter 9, verses 1. I hope I made sense, y'all. Again, I'm talking out of some sort of COVID booster stupor. If you get an opportunity to get your booster, I encourage you to do that. What little discomfort I have today is nothing compared to those of you who suffered COVID, and I know that. So God bless all of you. Listen, have a happy Wednesday. I will see you in the morning, Lord willing, 10 o'clock for 10 with Tim.